Amazon ads for books. It's kind of just one of those things you get some people that have had great success and they rave about it. And then you got another larger portion of people that are just outwardly outspoken about it and just saying like it's terrible, it's horrible. I got bad news for that lot right there. It's not Amazon ads. It's how you're doing it and how you're wasting your money right now on it. And we're going to be talking about that in today's video, so you're going to want to make sure that you stay tuned. Hey, I'm Dale L. Roberts, best-selling author as well as a self-publishing advocate who wants to show you how to publish books that sell. And if you want that too, of course, subscribe to this channel and ring the bell notification icon and join me on twitch.tv/self-publish every Monday at 12 p.m. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free and get a few freebies in the process. Not a bad deal. Free plus free equals free. Why not be there? All right, so here's the problem, folks. I know it seems kind of harsh, and some of you out there that might have done some ads on Amazon and lost money out the rear end, you're probably saying it's just not effective. I hate to tell you, it's not the ad format that's wrong. It's you that are not doing it right. And there's plenty of opportunity when it comes to Amazon ads. And why is this? People come to Amazon to buy things. They don't go to Amazon just to find free things. There's a few people that might be aware of the free things that are available, but the vast majority of people are a warm market that are ready to purchase things. So running ads on Amazon is one of the single most effective ways to put your products in front of the right customers. The problem is, a lot of people think that if you just start running Amazon ads, that all of a sudden, things are just going to be through the roof. It's going to be fantastic. All's going to be well. But that ain't the case. Not the case at all. Because you can't just simply throw money at your problems and expect everything to just vanish. You're going to need to learn how to run Amazon ads. Now today, I'm going to tell you some of the things, and I'm going to tell you specifically 5 reasons why you're losing money on Amazon ads. And I'm going to tell you how to combat those things and why you shouldn't be using those particular things. So here we go. Let's start it out with number 1. Number 1, you're going all in. I see far too many people that don't know the process, and they're throwing in $100 ad spend per day, $1 cost per click, sometimes even more than that. I can't even believe some people are $2.15 cost per click, yet they've got an ebook that they're only profiting $2 on. You're functioning at a loss right out the door. Don't put your cost per click that stinking high. Don't go all in. If you don't know the process, here's the thing. If you are new or if you've lost a ton of money, take a step back, all right? You gotta start low, go slow. I know it seems defeating. You gotta have patience for this thing to work. And when I say start low and go slow, that means your cost per click is going to be absurdly, embarrassingly low. Yeah, we're talking 10 cents cost per click, as much as 15 cents if you're feeling really, like you're gonna spend some money here. And you're gonna load it up with 1,000 manual keywords. I mean, all of them that are gonna be related to your title. And we're gonna go ahead and keep it right about $1 to no more than $10 per day. And I would say, if you really want to learn the system and not spend a bunch of money, stick with $1. Just stick with $1 and go with that. Now, at first, you're going to probably see next to no impressions. There's going to be a few here and a few there. Let it set. Okay, we got to let this ad kind of just set and just marinate a little bit. Get your title to build a little bit of relevancy. And once it has built some relevancy, what's going to happen is your cost per click is going to start to temper a little bit. And you're going to probably find some that are going to bid just a little bit lower than that 10 cents. And then it hopefully will convert. And when it does convert, you've found the low-hanging fruit, you've built relevance for your title, and then you've found yourself in the title contender area. In other words, the title for relevance for a given keyword. And it's going to take anywhere from 30 to 90 days. That's the reality of the situation. Can you spend $30 per month? Maybe. Can you afford to lose that? I just want you to know, this is like getting an education. You're going to be investing in this. This is why I say start low and slow. Next one is going to be number 2. All right, another 2 reason why you're losing it is you're using the suggested bid. Amazon saying to you, hey, how much money you got in your pocket? And you're going, I've got $2. And they're like, I'll take that. Suggested bid, don't do it. If you're experienced at Amazon ads and you know what you're doing, suggested bid might be up your alley, but I'm going to tell you this. Even former guest of the show, Marco Motino, never uses suggested bids. What he does is he starts out research ads. In other words, he puts them out, starts low, goes slow, figures out all the low-hanging fruit, and then he starts to increase the bid. He doesn't allow Amazon the driver's seat. He doesn't allow them to have the steering wheel. He takes the entire control in his hand. So doing suggested bid is absolutely ludicrous. Don't listen to it. Don't use it. If you're new to the business, that should not be something you should be doing. Go low. Kind of like what I said in number 1. So don't have Amazon just reaching into your pocket. All right, so here we go. Number 3, only automatic targeting. I've seen quite a few people that have used only automatic targeting as opposed to manual targeting. Remember I just said like loaded up with 1,000 manual keywords? Okay, automatic targeting is okay, but only if you're trying to research converting keywords. They've had something roll out more recently. It's called the search terms feature. It just came out of beta. And when you go into your dashboard and you go into an ad, you'll see on the left-hand side it says search terms. And when you start to get something in your automatic ads that converts, go into search term and it will tell you the specific keyword that the customer was looking up when they came across your sponsored ad. And then you'll see that specific keyword. What I'd recommend is take a snapshot every 60 days of these keywords, put them off to the side, and start to build a super ad of keywords that are converting really, really, really well. Automatic targeting ads are not the devil, but they're not the be-all, end-all, and here's why. The problem is you're allowing, again, Amazon to take the steering wheel. And you're allowing them to drive your business. The issue with automatic is they're going to be using a bunch of keywords that they've kind of guessed that work with your title, that are relevant to your title. But what happens is, let's say they keep suggesting a keyword and someone clicks but doesn't buy. And then they suggest that same keyword, clicks, doesn't buy. And they just keep doing it. There's no way for you to pause it. On a manual keyword ad, if you've got a keyword that is getting a ton of clicks but no buys, guess what you can do? Bye-bye, pause it, get rid of it. That way, you're able to go ahead and focus on the keywords that do convert. That's why automatic targeting can kind of really mess you up because you're not able to pause particular keywords. They're just going to keep on sending them out regardless if they're not converting the greatest. They're just going to go ahead, okay, well, this ad's doing all right. So be easy on the automatic targeting. Number 4, the reason why you're losing money on ads is you're using dynamic up and down bids. Now, dynamic up and down bids are going to work out really well for those of you that have the discretionary expense, have the knowledge about good converting keywords, otherwise known as high performing keywords. Using dynamic bids up and down, it's essentially you're saying, okay, my cost per click, I want it to be about 30 cents, but I'm okay if it's a little bit above and a little bit below that specific bid. So if you ever say, for instance, put in 30 cents and all of a sudden comes back with 45 cents or 50 cents, chances are very likely you chose dynamic bids up and down. And it may convert, it may not convert. And that's going to be the real issue, is if you're choosing dynamic bids up and down, you're allowing Amazon to say, okay, you just go ahead and increase this. I only choose dynamic bids up and down on a high-performing keyword campaign. So I've already done a ton of research ads. I've had some keywords that convert really well. I take them over into this, and that's when I use a dynamic up and down bid. Any other time, I stick with fixed bid or dynamic down only, because that way it says, okay, I'll take anything down below this. So you're not spending as much. Fixed bid means this is all I'm spending. I'm not going to be doing anything above this. I don't want to do anything below this. Just give it to me this way. I prefer those two, and especially for those of you that are new to this. Again, dynamic bids up and down are not something bad, but they are bad for those of you out there that don't know how to do Amazon ads. Do not turn them on to your campaigns. Okay, so I got a fifth big point. This is one that a lot of people are missing every single time. But before I do share that point, I want to let you know, join me here every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Daytime, dalelinks.com/live, where we have a live broadcast. And all the month through April, we're going to be talking about book marketing. And join me every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Daytime at twitch.tv/self-publish, where we do the podcast recording. And if you subscribe for free with your Amazon Prime, you get a few freebies in the process. You can find out how to do that when you go to dalelinks.com/Twitch Prime. You can attach your Amazon Prime to Twitch, and you can subscribe for free, and it helps support the channel. All right, we got a fifth point here, and this one's a doozy. I see a lot of people doing this, and especially when they're losing money. They say, hey, are you monitoring it daily? I got to monitor it daily? What? So not monitoring it daily is just, it's a recipe for disaster. It's a way of saying to Amazon, just go ahead and pull out of my pocket. You're, again, giving them the steering wheel. Now, if for some reason you take a day off or two off for weekends, that's totally understandable. Just make sure that you don't have a really high cost per click and a high ad spend per day. That way you're blowing through a bunch of money. You come back Monday and you go, oh my gosh, I got $1,000 I have to pay and I didn't have a single sale. You have to monitor it daily. And this is why. The very first thing is, I'm going to recommend this. I've already said this before. Every 60 days, go into your ad campaign, into this search terms area, and you're going to export the CSV file for all of the search terms. And you're going to want to be very mindful of the keywords that are converting. You might have a broad keyword match. Let's say, for instance, for a workout plan, somebody typed in home workout plan for men over 50. That was their exact phrase that had a broad keyword match for workout plan. And let's say that converted. Every single time someone searched that up, it was that right there is a high performing keyword. But let's just say, for instance, we have another one that every single time someone's typing in workout plan for women over 55, it's not converting. Let's say I've got 5 clicks, 10 clicks, 15 clicks on this particular broad keyword match. Instantly, I know that I don't want to have this keyword anymore in any of my campaigns. So what I would do is I would go into my negative phrase keywords, not the negative broad matches, the negative phrase. You're going to put in that one that's poorly converting. So that way anytime someone searches it up, your ad's not going to be served there. That's where the negative keywords come into play. So pay attention to your search terms because that's going to help out. Now, will you need to see it on a daily basis? Possibly not. The main thing you're going to want to focus on a daily basis is what are the impressions to clicks to buys. So instantly when I go into my account, I'm going to organize. Now, believe it or not too many people realize this. If you click at the very top of a column, once, it'll organize from least to most. You click it again, it'll go from most to least. So what I will do is I'll go to impressions, I'll click on it, it'll sort it on out, and then I can be able to see what's getting the most impressions and what's getting the least impressions. And then I'll go over to clicks and I'll sort from most to least. And I want to pay attention to the conversion of the clicks to sales. Impressions, okay, if I'm not getting any clicks on something for impressions are free. That doesn't cost you a dime. It's the clicks that's going to cost you. So I'm paying attention to the clicks and I want to see how they're converting. Based on the average cost per click, I start to figure out a specific ratio that I want to see. So let's say, for instance, that I have a book that I get a profit of, say, $2. I net $2 of profit per sale. All right. I don't want my cost per click any higher than, say, 20 cents if I want to have a ratio of 10 to 1. In other words, 10 clicks to 1 sale. Why is that? Well, 20 cents times 10, $2. And if I at least get 1 click out of 10, I will break even on an ad. So you can see, and you may want to, maybe for that instance, maybe you want to at least walk out profiting somewhat on a specific keyword. Maybe you want your ratio at 5-to-1. That way you're only doing $1 and getting $1 back out. So it's going to vary. Keep an eye on that clicks to the sales ratio. If something's not performing like you would like it to, either A, bring back the cost per click, or B, pause that keyword altogether. All right, it's the old Kenny Rogers, the gambler phrase, in which you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And we can recite the rest of it, I'm sure. Drop it inside the comments if you know the next line. But you gotta know exactly, okay, when this keyword's not performing, it's time to go ahead and part ways. No, hey, I'm done with you, keyword. You ain't converting, you're dead to me. And what I'll do is, I'll put a separate spreadsheet for a specific book of keywords that do not convert. And then I take another spreadsheet and I take all of my high performing keywords and the cost per click that I got for that specific keyword. And I start to build together another list. High performing, low performing. The low performing ones, I'm going to cross-reference for my search terms and see if those low performing ones are on there. And if they are, I'm going to start putting those in negative phrases. So that way nobody's going to be clicking on that. And I'm not accidentally putting that over into my keywords area. So you can see how this really benefits. And as you grow your high performing keyword list, you get the cost per clicks put together, you can put together a new campaign. You use something like Publisher Rocket or Google AdWords Keyword Planner, and you can always go ahead, get those 1,000 keywords built around the high performing ones, get derivatives of those, and get an average cost per click on each one of those and build another campaign. Be very careful, don't go overboard. Research ads are the best way to go, low and slow. All right, folks, so that was the 5 ways you're wasting money right now on Amazon ads for books. Which ones are you guilty of? I know me personally, I'm really bad about monitoring it daily. So as I have 1 finger pointed forward, I got 3 pointed back. So when I find myself slacking on that, I will force myself to sit down and go through and pick it apart for about an hour or 2. And I'm like, okay, that sucked. So I will at least spend anywhere from about 10 to 30 minutes per day going through and tweaking some ads a little bit at a time. This very next video, actually, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about marketing with Amazon ads. And if you don't see this link right here, right now, it's actually inside the description down below, where we talk about Amazon marketing services for your books and some of the methodologies that's going to really help you out. I highly recommend you watch that. I will see you there. What are you waiting for?